Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Mama's Con. Ooh, ooh. And everybody wake up. And everybody get excited. I need everybody to wake up. It's Sunday morning. I know it's been a long week, but today we're going to bring you the excitement. We're going to bring you some knowledge. We're going to share. We're going to be coming together and going to have such a great time. So I thank Monica for giving me this opportunity to speak with all of you, to all the speakers that spoke before me. Amazing and phenomenal job. And those that are coming after me, I know you're going to be amazing as well. So I have a question. Who has faced challenges and or trauma in their life? Type me in the chat if you have. Type me. So my name is Chanel Spencer, and I am coming in from New York City. Ooh, ooh. Yes, New York City, the city that never sleeps. But it seems like a lot of people are sleeping today because, as we all know, the challenges that we are currently facing. But I appreciate all of you for coming in and joining us today, and we're super excited. So I spoke about trauma and challenges earlier. So I'm going to talk about some traumas with me. So as a child, I was inappropriately touched by an adult for about 5 years of my life, and I call that brokenness. As at the age of 18, I attempted to commit suicide, and I call that brokenness. At the early stages in my early 20s, I was in an abusive relationship for a few years. Abusive in an emotional way, physical way, mental way, and I call that brokenness. By the age 30, I was promoted to general manager for a multi-million-dollar property here in New York City, and I was making six figures. I call that beauty. I am the CEO and Maximum Evolution, and I help to build a company for my children, DJ Playworld. I call that beauty. I am a 6-time best-selling author. I've been featured in magazines. I am working on a bunch of different upcoming projects, and I am building my empire. I call that beauty. So I decided and made the decision when I was 26 years old that I would not allow my past circumstances to define my future success. And in that, I transformed my brokenness into my beauty. So today we're going to talk about 3 steps in turning your brokenness into your beauty. And that is how to identify your brokenness, how to get help in navigating through your brokenness, as well as how to step into your greatness. So I hope you're ready, and I hope you're excited, and I hope you're ready to take notes. If you aren't really ready to take notes, or it's going to be a lot of massive value, you can text 929-376-9535, and I will send you the presentation and notes that I'm going to discuss, as well as for the first 5 people, you get a complimentary signed copy of my upcoming release, Warriors Paradigm, which I'm super excited to share with all of you guys. And also, being that I'm bringing you massive value, I would like to give an offer for you to work with me at the end. So let's get into these lovely, amazing steps. So step 1, how to identify your brokenness, right? So in having challenges and having traumas in your life, you will have different, if you don't deal with your brokenness, it will manifest or show up in your life in different ways, 5 specific different ways: mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, or spiritually. Now, what does that mean? It can show up in a form of depression. It can show up in a form of anxiety. It can show up in a form of being physically sick, hypertension, diabetes. It can show up in so many different ways. So the goal is to identify your brokenness as well as work through your brokenness. And it's hard to do it alone. And we'll talk about that in the next step, right? So who can identify with those different types of challenges, whether it's having depression, having anxiety, sometimes you're super sad, Sometimes you're not feeling well, and sometimes it is because it has manifested in a different way. So for me, I, as I mentioned earlier, I was inappropriately touched as a child. So what I did, how it showed up in my life was as I as I grew older, I lacked self-worth and I lacked self-love because I felt tainted and I felt ashamed and I felt guilt, and it manifested in how I carried myself, and that became perfectionism, that came self-sabotage, as well. And I ended up being in a domestic violence relationship because I felt as though I did not deserve anything more than that. Um, and it was rough. And then it turned into me no longer wanting to be here. And it wasn't a fact of I didn't have an amazing life. I didn't have amazing parents. My parents are like they are phenomenal, and I love them. They have supported me in and any way that they possibly could have. It was my own mental and emotional turmoil that I was going through, that I didn't share, that I didn't work through, that I didn't get healing from, that caused me to say, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to be free of my anxiety. I want to be free of the depression. I want to be free of sadness. I want to be free of feeling shame and embarrassed and guilt. I just wanted to be free. But I in experiencing all of those things, I I realized, like, hey, there's more. The impact that I had on my family showed me that, one, I never want to make them feel that way again. Two, my life is way more valuable than what has happened to me, and that I have the power to truly step into my greatness and be who I want to be in this world. Um, and one of the strategies that helped me to navigate through this was forgiveness. And forgiveness is super important. It's not about the individual that may have caused the pain or the person who had done you wrong. It's more about you and forgiving yourself, forgiving the individual, and truly releasing and letting go of that circumstance and that situation so that you can start off anew, right? So I forgave the person that mistreated me as a child. I forgave the person that abused me, when I was in my early 20s. I forgave them because I had to free myself from those past circumstances so that I could start anew and truly get onto my next path and my next level. And it's not easy to do. I know I'm talking through it like it's like, oh, you wake up and boom. No, you cannot do it alone. So it's very important for you to get the necessary help in order for you to truly get to where you want to be, to identify your brokenness and navigate and get through. And so getting to the next step, it is how to find the help, in order for you to navigate through your brokenness. So first and foremost, you have to be ready to receive and release. What does that mean? You have to be in a space of acceptance to say, okay, this is where I am. This is not where I want to be. And I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to get uncomfortable. I'm ready to go through my luggage. I'm ready to unpack the luggage and navigate through all of those challenges and all of those traumas that I've been through so that I can truly step into my greatness. And how you do that is, by getting help, whether it's from a mentor, whether it's from a life coach, an executive coach, a therapist, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with, to navigate through the luggage, right? And in the same time, you have to think of that lovely quote that I hear all of the time is, you can bring a horse to the water, but you cannot make it drink. And that was the perfect quote, because you can literally want something for someone so bad. Like, you can see their greatness, you can see what they can be, you can see everything, the potential in them, but they have to want it for themselves. When I was a general manager for a hotel, I had 72 employees, and my goal and my mission in being a general manager was to provide opportunities and to help other individuals to get to where they want to be in life, and to understand that their current circumstances does not have to determine what they can be and who they can be, right? But there was an employee that I saw them literally being in my shoes and being a general manager, but they didn't see it. And how I know that is because they would come to work late. I would give certain assignments to do, to help to train them, to help to teach them, and they just would not meet deadlines. And as bad as I wanted them to get to the next level, from being a supervisor, from being a guest service agent, to being a manager, to being a general manager, it was clear that they weren't ready for it to be on that same path. So as bad as I wanted to make them drink the water, like, you're going to drink the water now, you are going to be amazing now. You know what I mean? It would have been more torture for myself to try to drag them along. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until they realized, like, hey, I want more for my life. Hey, I want to make more money. I want to be able to do the things that I see you doing. You're traveling, you're doing this. Until they realized that, that's when everything started to flow, and they started to show up for themselves, and they started to, without me even giving, if the deadline was Friday, I was getting it Wednesday. You know what I mean? So it's all about the individual and being ready to realize where they are, accept where they are, and ready to release any of the old habits and truly step into their greatness. For me, I was a guest service agent with my company, and I literally worked my way up. When I say worked my way up, I mean I worked tirelessly, like borderline burnt myself out to become a general manager. That was my goal, and I was super, super, super excited about it, right? But who I was as a GSA wouldn't have gotten me to become a general manager. So I had to realize, hey, this is my goal. What are the steps that I need to take to get there? Hey, I want to open up my company. What habits do I have to get rid of? What baggage do I have to unpack in order to truly, truly step into my greatness? And I did that, one, by making the decision that I wanted to do that, and two, by getting the necessary help. And I got an executive coach who truly helped me to truly transform my life and truly step into my greatness, and to forgive and to release and to move forward, right? And so step 3 is how to step into your greatness, right? So it's not an overnight process. There are so many people that are like, they see me and they don't realize that it's been 1,000,001 things that has transpired, and 1,000,001 things that I've gone through behind the scenes that most don't know about in order to be who I am today. The tears, the anxiety, the self-doubt, all that good stuff, right? So it's not an overnight process, but you have to want it to, and truly make the necessary sacrifices so that you can live out the life that you want to live and dream, right? So one of the steps that I do is to do visualizations, right? So just close your eyes for a quick second. Don't worry, it's not gonna be a ghost that's gonna pop out. And you just want to sit and you want to envision yourself, right? Visualize you're on a super yacht, and on that super yacht, where are you? Are you in the Bahamas? Are you in Bali? Are you in the Amalfi Coast? Where are you? Who are you with? Are you with Idris Elba? Are you with Beyonce? Are you with your family? Are you with your children? Right? What does the yacht look like? Is it white? Does it have brown leather? Where are you laying? Do you feel the sun shining on your forehead? Do you feel the breeze across your face? What are you drinking? Are you drinking a margarita, a Bahama Mama? Are you drinking a Corona? I'm not a bad girl. Are you drinking a Corona? Are you drinking a Mai Tai? How does it taste? Is it sweet? Is it savory? How does it feel? What are you doing? What are you talking about? So I use that technique to visualize who I want to be, what I want to be. And so on my yacht, I was with Beyonce, I was with Rihanna, okay? I was with Nicki Minaj, because they are phenomenal women, and I like to surround myself with greatness, because you never know what tools you're gonna learn, what ideas you're gonna get. And I always like to be around people that are 10 steps ahead of me, because it challenges me to be better and to want to do more and to grow more, right? So what is your biggest accomplishment? What are you most proud of? Type that in chat. What are you most proud of? For me, I am most proud of becoming a general manager. I was super excited. It was one of my biggest dreams. And I I didn't think that it would never happen, but it felt so unreal that when it did, I was like, I had to pinch myself, like, is this really happening? Like, I'm really a general manager. I'm really making six figures. Hold on, wait, me who was making less than $11 a few years ago, me that was making $10 a few years ago. Okay. So that was one of my proudest moments, and my even biggest accomplishment was when I resigned from the job. I did that more for myself because I felt that I wanted to focus on my company, and there were a bunch of different things that were happening behind the scenes that I'll talk about. I'll give that tea on another talk. But I knew that I wanted more for my life, and the way that I was working 80 to 100 hours for somebody else's company, I wanted to do that for my own, to build a legacy, to break generational cycles, to truly step into my greatness. And I'm super excited about what I'm doing now and what I'm developing and what's to come. So stay tuned. Okay. So some steps for you to step into your greatness is: one, push past your fear. Do it afraid. Have affirmations. Affirmations is: I am powerful. I am successful. I am strong. I am beautiful. Write down your goals. And if you have a major goal, is I want to make, hypothetically, $1 million, right? Have micro goals in order for you to get towards that major goal, as well as celebrate your small wins. Like, literally celebrate yourself. If you don't celebrate yourself, others won't celebrate you. So celebrate yourself. Be excited for the smallest step. Even if the smallest step was getting out of bed this morning, celebrate yourself. If the smallest step was, I wrote my first chapter in my book, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. And it's very important for you to unpack your luggage. It's very important for you to get the help that you need so that you can truly step into your greatness and understand your potential and what you can do in this world, right? So my quick offer, as I mentioned earlier today, is I will be hosting a workshop, a mastermind this coming month, and I would love for all of you to join with me. I'm also giving an opportunity for several other amazing people and individuals to tell their story of how they have overcome adversities and broken cycles, face their fears, and truly transform their lives with an anthology project that I'm currently working on as well. I'm super excited about that. If you would like more information, go to www.readytotransformnow, not yesterday, not later on, now.com. I thank you for all of your time, all of you beautiful people, for tuning in. And again, I thank Monica for putting this amazing conference together. It's been super phenomenal, and I appreciate your time. Thank you. Bye.